Saint Marie Rivier, foundress of the Sisters of the Presentation of Mary, was born in Montpezat, Ardèche, France, on December 19, 1768, in a family with strong Christian traditions. She was called Marinette as a child. Marie Anne Comte is her mother, a woman of great faith. Jean-Baptiste Rivier is her father, Louis her brother, and Cecile her sister. At the end of April 1770, Marinette, then 16 months old, had fallen out of bed and broken the thigh bone of her right leg. From being a child bubbling with life, she quickly became sickly and lame. She would cry and lament whenever lifted up into someone's arms. Despite the best of medical care, her condition grew worse. Marianne even had crutches made, but these proved to be as useless as Marie's legs. Marinette's mother had come to entrust her child to the compassion of another mother, the Pieta of the Penitent's Chapel, a mother who knew the poignancy of her sorrow.
When my mother carried me to church, I saw the statue of Notre Dame de Petit for the first time. I did not know who she was. I took her for an ordinary woman. Yet, at the same time, I felt something inside telling me that this woman more powerful than any other women, and that she could cure me.
I can walk.
That was September 8, 1774, on the feast of Mary's Nativity, that her request for healing was granted. Not long after Marie had discovered the joys of walking, faithful to her call, little Marie began to gather the town children at her yard, taught them their catechism, told them stories, and had them say the prayers she had learned from her mother.
Especially here in this town.
With the permission of civic authorities and the agreement, at first skeptical of the pastor, Marie Rivier opened her first school.
I would like to establish a convent.
Marie was overwhelmed by the escalation of her ministry and influence. Life seemed full of grace. True to her promise to teach little children, she was moved to found her own congregation. That was November 21, 1796. On the feast of the Presentation of Mary in the temple, Marie Rivier had her first 4 companions, consecrated themselves to God, and dedicated themselves to education of youth. Determined to put herself at the service of God for the work He wished to perform in her and through her, in obedience to the Spirit, Marie committed herself radically to a theological way of life. God enabled her to attract and receive young girls, sharing the same grace of vocation and called to live the same spiritual experience. Work with burning zeal for the service of the glory of God and the salvation of souls. Love was Marie's secret, her passion. Her zeal to make Jesus Christ known and loved was so great that she was able to found 141 schools during her time. Teaching school then was to be the favored means of announcing Jesus Christ to children and youth, with a marked preference for the poor. Besides teaching and directing spiritual activities, the Sisters of the Presentation of Mary were at the service of the sick, the poor, and orphans especially. Marie Rivier's prophetic words, "My daughters will cross the seas," were realized as the congregation spread all over the world, crossing oceans to Canada, America, Africa, and Asia. The PM sisters also engaged in the following ministries: the spiritual family of the Sisters of the Presentation of Mary grew with other members, not only sisters, but also the Rivier associates, consecrated lay and lay collaborators, which includes employees of the PM schools, students, and alumni. Last May 23, 1982, Mother Rivier was beatified by Pope John Paul II, now a saint. She was called then Blessed Marie Rivier. It was in the year February 2015 that the first-class miracle happened in Clarin, Bohol that caused Mother Rivier to be canonized. Ma'am Gemma Digamo, our parent, who was pregnant and whose baby was diagnosed to have generalized edema, asked for prayers and healing through Marie Rivier's intercession. The sisters assured her their prayers. After 2 weeks, she again had ultrasound. Then the result was, lo and behold, the baby in her womb was already normal. Just recently, May 15, 2022, Blessed Marie Rivier was canonized by Pope Francis.
For at last we have an intercessor in heaven. Viva Saint Maria!